So what is up? Or should I say, what's up, YouTube? I'm back with another video. This story is about the day I seen my daughter being born and what fatherhood means to me. So, my daughter, who's 5 now, she was born December 12th, December 10th, 2016. So, 12/10/16. How did I feel when I got the call that her mother was going into labor? Well, I was at work. Where did I work at the time? I worked at LAX airport. Everybody know about LAX airport. It's where all the who's of who's fly, where you have to fly to go to whatever state you're going to. It's just like any other airport. Nothing special. So, I think I was on my break. I had to be on my break or I just took my lunch. And I got the phone call from her telling me that she was going into labor. She like, my water just broke. I'm like, what? So I'm just like, she like, at the time my manager, she was not trying to let me leave. And I feel like my manager at the time was a real bitch. God forgive me for saying that and forgive me for saying that. But it's the truth. She was a real life bitch. She didn't like me. You know, but I'm not going to go into that because this video is about my daughter. So my BM telling me like, I'm in labor. You need to leave and, come get me so we can go to the hospital because I can't drive. I'm like, all right. She telling me, my manager say, you can't leave. You got to stay here. So my child's mother like, fuck that. Put her on the phone. So I said, my girl's in labor with my daughter. Yeah, she like, put her on the phone. My BM like, put her on the phone. So I put my manager on the phone. When I say I heard that girl cussing my manager out clearly as day, all I heard was, if you don't let him leave, I'm going to you up. She was like, okay. She gave me my phone. And she was like, go. My manager like, go, get up out of here. So I heard and left, got on the shuttle bus, shot right to, I don't know where that stop is at, but it's off of Imperial. Wherever that stop is off of Imperial, that you go to the LAX stop. I mean, to the LA train station for the Green Line. Got over there, because I parked in the parking lot over there. Get to my car, I drive off, I leave. I go to, I think she was at the house. I'm not too sure she was at the house or the hospital. But wherever she was at, I went and got her and stuff. So we shoot right to the hospital. So like I said, I don't remember she at, because where my daughter was born is MLK Hospital. Well, there's a outpatient center, then there's an emergency room. And where she was at, I think she was, I don't remember where she was at. I think she was at home. She was at home, we went to the hospital. They're like, oh, you're not dilated enough, whatever, come back. So we leave. I tell her like, let's go to get something to eat and walk at the park. So we go eat and we walk at the park or whatever. I remember we had chili cheese fries from Tom's. So we eat, we walk. She's like, oh, I feel like the baby's coming. So we go back to the hospital. They like, nah. No, the second time, which was funny, was because when we got to the hospital, we was walking, I was pacing her. I was like, walk, and breathe. And I'm telling her to breathe. So I'm like, walk, and breathe. The second time, she started crying. She's just like, oh, it hurt. I'm in pain, it hurt. Then a nurse come and ask me, Dad, what's wrong with Mama? I said, I look at her, we look at each other. I said, Then the nurse take her upstairs. They take her upstairs. They tell her, you still not dilated enough. Come back when you could barely walk. So they send us home. We go back to the house. Somehow, I don't know, I think we was just talking or whatever. I was just there chilling with her. That's when the baby really was coming. She just like, I can't walk, it hurt. It hurt. Take me to the hospital. So I shoot to the hospital, shoot back to MLK. Thank God she didn't stay that far. She stayed not too far from there. So I shoot her to the hospital. We get to the ER, pull up. I say, oh, my daughter. I said, look at me. I said, my woman's having a baby. She's having my daughter. They're like, oh, she need a wheelchair? I'm like, yeah. They get her in a wheelchair, roll her up to the wherever she's finna have the baby. I go park the car, go in. I ain't know MLK took when you have a baby very seriously, but this was 2016, and if it's not serious, if it wasn't serious then, it's way more serious now. So I go through the metal detectors. They like, make sure you empty your pockets and all that stuff. Where you going? So I'm going to I think the maternity ward. They like, oh yeah, you're the one who girl just came in a wheelchair. I say, yeah, shoot her to the upstairs and shit. Waiting in the wait room. I call my mom, call my sister and shit. Like, hey, I need somebody here because I don't got nobody here, and I don't know how I'm gonna deal with it. Because I heard when a woman has a baby, she uses a lot of blood. So they shoot to the hospital and shit. We all take turns going in and out the room. I think it was like serious to where my daughter was coming. So when my daughter coming or whatever, she wasn't coming out the right way, so they had to like rotate her. So they had to like use this peanut ball for the woman. Like, I think her leg is some type of, like, however they did it, they got it to where they turned my daughter around in her mama's stomach. Then she was on her way out the right way. So she coming. But the thing is, they like, she not coming all the way right now. So if y'all can, try to close your eyes, try to go to sleep. She like, I'm in pain, I can't fucking sleep. she going off in the eat. She going off in the room and shit. I remember it was like yesterday. So I try to close my eyes. I'm finally getting comfortable. I'm finna go to sleep. They're like, the baby coming. Dad, wake up. We need you. I'm like, fuck. It's like 6. I don't know what time it was. It was like a crazy hour in the morning. They wake a nigga up. I jump up. Her grandma there, rest her soul. Yeah, so the baby coming and stuff. I'm trying to hold her hand, and I wasn't really trying to hold her hand because, I'm the type of person, I watch The Fresh Prince, and when she squeezed his hand in that scene, I said, shit, I'd be damned if that be me. So I didn't hold her hand. So she like screaming and shit. You know how the emotions come. They pacing her, telling her to breathe, push, breathe, push, breathe. And so she finally coming or whatever, and this is what I do. I could have swore I seen my daughter come out of her, of her vaginal area, but I wasn't looking down too much because I wasn't trying to pass out. So I could have swore I heard my baby come out, and I heard her crying, and I went out the room because I was like kind of emotional, like, damn, my baby just came. Like, I don't know why the fuck I ran out the room. I was just emotional because it was just an emotional moment for your boy because I seen my daughter being born, like, and it was an emotional moment. So I ran out. I'm like, I gotta go back in the room. What the fuck wrong with me? So I go back in the room and shit, and there she is. Her mom was holding her. She's so beautiful. She didn't have her skin tone yet because, she fresh out the womb. So I just said a little joke or whatever, like, you sure that's my baby? And they was like, yeah, that's your daughter. Look at her eyebrows. And I'm like, nah, I'm just joking or whatever. So what really got me was when they was sewing her mama back up. That shit was horrific. Like, all I seen was like a bucket of blood and some shit, and I was like trying not to pass out, so I was like, let me go sit down. So I sit down in the little seat, and the baby got her like skin to skin with mama first, and then skin to skin with daddy. So she skin to skin with mama first. They like, moms need the rest, so you gotta watch her, dad. So they give her to me, and then I held her with the bottle in her mouth. I don't know what's in the bottle. I can't remember. I know I was holding my baby for the first time, and I was like, wow, I'm really a father. It was so dope too, but it's also a part 2 to the story about when she was born. But I'm gonna say that for another story time. But yeah, that's the moment my daughter was born, and I became a father. And I do love fatherhood very much, and I take it very seriously. So I may show my daughter, I may not. I don't know, depending on how I feel. But I just want to share that story time with y'all.